Okay, so this is just gonna, I'm just gonna explain. I'm gonna use this video to explain um, the importance of early pathing and reacting to what the enemy jungler does. So I'm gonna speed a little bit here. Up until the camp starts. My Bard is AFK, so I don't get a good leash, but it's fine. He's actually disconnected, I think. But so basically, enemy bot lane does golems. I'll know this pretty soon. I start on the bot side, he starts on the top side. I don't know for sure until this point, really, because if they're not in lane by like 2 minutes-ish, 155, 2 minutes, it means they're doing the golems, because you don't leash for 15 seconds. So immediately by now I know he's going to be ganking, he's going to end bottom side, most likely. No one really does unique super paths in solo queue, so I'm pretty confident he'll end on the bottom side. So I want to look for a top gank because I know I won't get counter ganked. And also I hadn't known until he reconnected that I'd even have something to counter gank bottom. So I'm going to commit to ganking top. So we clear. We clear. Fuck, I need to set this to center on me. Okay. So we just clear for a bit. We're mirrored, he finished race, I finished race, I go to red, he goes to red, I do red, obviously he doesn't have, I go to golems, he doesn't have golems obviously, so he's gonna gank bot or mid. Mid is pushed in. Bot is pushing up. It's very obvious where he's going to go. I remember telling my team in chat, I think they died of this gank anyway, but it doesn't matter. That's not what's important. Well, I guess it is important. Yeah, them dying is not important, but what's important is that when you see situations like this, you should identify and tell your team like what's gonna happen. Because if he goes into my bot jungle, like it doesn't really matter because I'll just take his top jungle. What's more important is that my bot lane knows he's coming, and if they're informed, they shouldn't die. They do die anyway. Not the point. So I do golems here. I smited wraiths because Graves doesn't need the sustain from smiting red. So I know I'm free to look for this top gank without risky being counter ganked. Obviously, he can be warded out and is warded out. So I clear the ward. I see Elise show bottom. They somehow die anyway, but immediately seeing this, I know I'm safe to go take his top jungle, and this is going to become really important really soon. So I take his top jungle, pretty standard stuff. I go to, it's funny, I think I go to check his wolves and they're not up yet until like I like turn back. I like turn back, they come up, I take them. So I'd originally say smite for this because I wanted to smite the wolves. So I ended up, but then like they weren't there. I turned back and they came up, so smite was up. So now I know I'm pretty safe to look for this gank because there's a very low chance after he pushes in bottom that he's immediately gonna run up the river and go gank. So I look for a mid gank here. I don't get it. The Lulu gets out. No point over forcing it because I know that he's still on this side of the jungle. I don't know whether he went up this way or whether he cleared up to this. Like if we chase, he's gonna be there. So obviously, in a case like this, you should know where the enemy jungler is. You don't over chase in this. Even though had we double flashed onto him, maybe we could have killed him if the jungler wasn't ready to respond. But you have to take into account the jungler is going to be where the jungler is and whether they'll be able to respond. So knowing he's probably going to clear these two camps before he goes back, I'm also going to clear these camps before I go back. And then, because I know he's probably going to clear these two camps and then head topside, and I'll know when he's topside. But the thing is, once he goes topside, I want to be there to counter him. So I'm going to finish off my bot side camps and then recall and meet him in the top side. I'm a little behind him in pacing, just because I had to walk a little further for my camps and I ended up warding this. But it's important to, it's going to become important soon. So we spot Elise come into the jungle. He realizes that everything is gone. Top isn't gankable, so it's very obvious what he's going to do here. So I start making my way over. I'm a little late, obviously, like I said, but I have Bard cover. Bard is covering here. I'm going to be a little late to this, but in the end, it's going to be a counter gank that I set myself up for because of what I did like a minute or even more than a minute prior, which was taking this jungle and understanding what he was going to do after he was finished pushing in that lane after his gank. So I'm going to arrive here. The TF, once again, is a little too far pushed, even though I told him to be careful from Elise. We saw Elise on this board. He's a little too far pushed. He ends up getting really low. It's a little dangerous, but the premise of what I'm trying to get at is the same. When you realize the enemy jungler's got a limited amount of plays, you want to play around like what you know they're able to do. And it gets us a double kill here, and yeah. Early pathing, very important.